Internet! In this video I'm going to show you how to make editable templates for Premiere Pro using After Effects, and I'm also going to show you how to generate dynamic content using the After Effects expression language. And I have a lot to do, so let's get into it. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you, basically in part 12 of this tutorial series, I showed you how to create this basic layout that is often used in cable news networks. And in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to animate stuff using the expression language. I'm also going to show you how to save this as a template that can be used in Premiere Pro, that is also editable in Premiere Pro. And I'm also going to review just some questions I got about green screening and a couple other random things. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to take this right here. Let's get rid of that. I want to take these two lines of text. This is a stock ticker and this is a news ticker. And I want to animate them so that they move across the screen using expression language. So exactly how do I do that? Well, what I did here, and I'm going to put all these files in the description so you can go and you can actually get them. All right, so I have my news ticker, and I can just come over here and close that to make sure that is the news ticker, and here is the stock ticker. All right, so what I want to do with this is I want to, well, first I'm going to save this as a new file. So save as, and I am going to call this AETUT 14-3. All right, so save that so that we have our original thing that looks good. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my news ticker right here. I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to say animate, click that. And position is what I want to animate. So there we go. Now what I can do is position pops up right here. I'm going to either go Control or Option, depending upon if you're on Windows or Mac. Click that so that this opens up so I can start typing in some expression code. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to move, this is a really long line of text, I want it to move from the right to left so that you see all this go across the screen. So how we can do that is basically I'm only going to be changing X. And let's come in here and I'll zoom in even more to make sure that you can see this well. So I'm only going to be moving on the X coordinate plane. So this is going to be X. And then I'm going to say I want to move from right to left. If I don't put this minus sign in here, it's going to move from left to right. So there's that. And time is just going to be the passing of frames. And I'm going to divide that by, and this is going to be this comp and frame duration. And then I need to multiply that so that it moves at a certain speed. And depending upon how big this number is, this is going to change how quickly it moves across your screen. And then I can say value, the value for the position is going to be, whatever it currently is, and with my change of X, right like that. And now if we go back and scroll it, you can see that we have our news scroll here going across the screen. All right, so good stuff. Now what's awesome about this is I can just copy it, and then I can go and close this. So here's our news ticker. I can go into the stock ticker now, click animate again, and go position, and then come down to position, either Alt or Option on the little stopwatch next to position. Come over here, select this, paste that inside of there. All I need to do, and now both of them are going to animate, as you can see right there. All right, so that is how easy it is. Those just two lines of code allow me to animate that. All right, something else I want to do is I want to come in here, and for this part, I want this to switch from Dow Jones to NASDAQ to S&P 500, and I want all these numbers to change. And I want it to basically occur every 4 seconds. All right, so how hard is it to do that? Well, if we want to find out what is going on here with this in regards to exactly what is that, this is index 2, and you can say, see, if you see it's black now, if I turn it back on, it's going to turn green, see? And then what I did was I have the index name, that is the Dow, and the index value, index price change, and index percentage change. So these are the guys that I want to change. And how I can do that is just come in here, and I'm going to go to text, and source text is what I want to change. So I'm going to go Alt or Option, click on source text like that. And basically what I want to do is have an array of different values that pop up every 4 seconds. So to do that, guess what? I have to create what is called an array. And if you're used to my programming videos, you know what an array is. If not, then okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say indexes and is equal to new array. And what do I want to pop up in there every 4 seconds? Well, I want Dow to pop up, and I want NASDAQ, and I also want S and P. Whoops, put these in quotes, very important. S and P like that, with a semicolon at the end. All right, so then what do I need to do? Well, I basically need to round, these are going to, time is based off of fractions of time. So what I need to do is these all have indexes, so 0, 1, and 2. So what I want to do is I want to generate 0, 1, and 2, and then after that go back to 0, 1, and 2 based off of the changing time. So how I can do that is math floor, and this just rounds down the value for time. And I'm going to say time divided by 2, and that is just going to allow me to change the value every 4 seconds. And then I'm going to say variable m is equal to, and one way to guarantee that you never get a value greater than 3 is to use this and modulus 3, and that will cycle between the values of 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that's what that's going to do. So that's going to cycle between the index values for these arrays. Then what do I need to do? Well, I am going to go indexes and grab each of the values out of my array of values and display them on the screen. That's it. And I'm just going to be lazy. I'm just going to copy this. And if I come over here, we can just deselect just by going somewhere. And you can see that if I play this, Dow, and this should change into NASDAQ, and then it should change into S&P. And it's going to do that every 4 seconds, and it's going to continue to cycle those values inside of my array. All right, so there you go. I got the indexes working. Now let's go and change the index value. And guess what? We're going to do basically the same thing. Index value, source text, Alt or Option, depending upon on Windows or Mac. And then we can come in here, highlight this, paste that inside of there. Exactly the same codes. And the only difference here is I'm going to be putting in different values. So for my index value, this is going to be 31,547.25, something like that. And of course, this is going to be wrong the moment I type it in. 14,062.94, and S&P is going to be 3,936.96. And I don't know why I care about that, but you know, I'm just doing it. Okay, so I got all those in there. Those are real values at one point in time in history. And let's see, they are going to change. And they do change. So there we go, did that one. Now we can come in and do the price change amount. So text, like this, source text, Alt or Option. Come in here, paste this inside of here, come up here, and then just change these values. And I should probably change the name of this from indexes, but you know, I'm just being lazy. All right, so here I'm going to say 80.67, and NASDAQ is going to be negative 34.47, and this is going to be 1.85. Okay, there we are, and that's good. And then I can come in here to this guy right here. Again, Alt, Option, Source Text, boom. Jump over here, paste that inside of there, come up here, and then just change these values, and then I'm all done with that. So I'm going to say 0.22%. NASDAQ is going to be negative 0.31%, and the S&P is going to be 0.01%. All right, so now I have all of those set for all of those different indexes, and they were all going to change, as you will see. So NASDAQ, boom, all those things changed. That went off the screen a little bit. I can, of course, change that. Everything else looks good there, and good stuff. So this moved. So let's go and pause that. And look at it, it has it selected. Pretty neat stuff. All right, so now we know that'll work. And I'm just playing with tedious little things that don't really matter. But, you know, it's always good to have your stuff look good. Okay, so there you go. Showed you how to animate that, showed you how to animate that. So neat stuff. Now what I want to do, and of course you could come in here and change all of these values in exactly the same way. You could change the headline, you could change all this. But what I want to do is allow this template to be exported into Premiere Pro, and the user to be able to come in, change this to red, change this to red when the market's down, change this from rally to market down, and all of this different stuff, and use it as a really awesome template. So how do we do that? Well, you can set up After Effects templates so they can appear in Premiere Pro and be changed. What you need to do is go to Window, and Essential Graphics needs to be opened. And I have Essential Graphics right here. I am going to drag it and put it over here instead because it's easier to deal with. Another thing you can do is, let's see if I do an undo. Nope, that didn't work. All I did was undo this. Okay, so let's go and get rid of this because I want to show you another way. So we can do Close Panel. Another thing we can do is you can go in, and the name of my composition is Stock Comp. I can come in here and I can right click on it and open in Essential Graphics. And there it is again. And we can come up here and we can give a name to our template. I am going to call this Fake News After Effects. It's already set up for my stock comp. And if you want to see all of the different things that can be changed in the template, what you do, I'm going to zoom out, but I'm going to press on Solo Supported Properties and look down here because everything's going to get crazy. So Solo Supported Properties, boom. Every single thing that can be changed inside of your template over in After Effects is listed right here. But this is insane. It's so hard to cycle through. So I'm going to click this again to make everything go back to normal. And then I'm going to assign individually all the different things here that I want to be able to be changed inside of After Effects. I mean all the things that I want to be able to be changed in Premiere Pro. Okay, so the very first thing is, I'm going to take that off. Okay, so I have headline. I would like the user to be able to come in inside of Premiere Pro and change the headline. Well, all I got to do is go text, source text, grab the source text, drop it up inside of here. So here, what I can do is I can change the name of this. This is what's going to show up inside of Premiere Pro, and I can call this headline text, and there it is. And the user should be able to see that this matches up with that, and they can change it. All right, hopefully. All right, next thing I want to be able to change is this right here, this background. In this stock news thing that we're setting up here, whenever the market's down, this background is red. So I want to give the user the option of being able to change that to red. So what is this? It is called, over here, headline, and that is horrible. I'm going to change this name. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to call this headline background or whatever. Background, like that. All right, that's a better name. Okay, and maybe I want to go and drag it up here so that it is right in this area right there. Okay, so this is another thing I want to be able to change. And I want to be able to change what? I want to be able to change the fill color. So I go Contents, Rectangle, here's Fill, and here is Color. So I want to grab Color and drag it up here. And I'll change this to Headline Background Color. All right, so that is good. The only problem is I have these two things both assigned basically to this headline. How, it would be nice if I could organize that. Well, I can. So I can come in here and go Add Group, and I can give it a name. So I can call this group Headline, like that. And then I can grab the headline text and put it into headline, and headline background, and also put that in there. So both of those things are nicely organized and can be closed and look really good. All right, so that is good stuff. Another thing I'd like to change here is I would like to go and give them the option of putting mark it down and then again changing the background of this to red, because I wanted to make it easy for my users to go and, change my template. So where is that at? This is, I should have given these a little bit better name, shouldn't I? Market is good. And what else are we going to do here? We can see here I have market position. That is that. That's the rally part right there. And then here I have market position, and this should be market position background. So hit enter and background and like that. And then I can go market position and grab this guy and drop it right there. And everything looks good. Okay, so good stuff. So what do I want to be able to change here? Well, I want to be able to change the background color for the market position. So contents and rectangle and fill and color. So I'm just going to grab the color, drop it right there. And I'm going to call this market position background color. All right, so there's that. And then I can say market position, and that is going to be source text that I want. So text, and here's source text. So let's just drag that up here, and we can call this market position text, like that, and go and create a new group for it. And this is going to be market position, like this. Drag both of these inside of here, and drag this inside of there also. So there we go. Now we have our market position and our market headline. Everything is nicely divided up. All right, anything else I'd like to change? Yes, this background here also goes to red whenever the market's down in that news program. So let's come in, and that is going to be, I think, index 2 is what I called it. Yes. So index 2, and this is index 2 background. So I'm going to go in, index 2 background, give it a better name, contents, rectangle, and fill. And color. So let's just grab color, drop it up there. And we could change this to lower right background color, something like that. And it's going to be green by default. And of course, you could come in here and change all these other different things. You could change the text color. You can allow them to change any of these things, any of those things that whenever you click on solo supported properties, pop up down here, can be changed. All right, but I think you get the gist of it. One thing I want to talk about, however, is here for text, you can also see edit properties. And what you can do is you can either allow them to change the fonts or not change the fonts. I'm going to say, no, I want these fonts to stay the same because this is what it looks like in the cable news thing. I don't want them to change it. But if you want them to have that option, of course, you can go in there and do that. Now, after you have all those set up, to get this to work inside of After Effects is actually really easy. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of green screening tips as well and do some other things. Okay, so if you want to export this to Premiere Pro, just go to Export Motion Graphics Template. It says the project needs to be saved first. Okay, save it. All right, so we have that all saved. And then it's going to pop up and it's going to say, where do you want this to be saved? Well, you're probably going to have it be local templates folder, or you can have it be your local drive. If you put it in the local templates folder, there's all these other places to put it. Local templates folder, it's automatically going to appear in Premiere Pro, which is awesome. And you can have these be checked or not if you want warnings to pop up. Doesn't matter. You can also put keywords in here if you want to make it a little bit easier to search for your template inside of Premiere Pro. I'm not going to put anything inside of there though. And I'm going to go OK, like that. And then it's going to give you a whole bunch of messages. Guess what? This is probably going to work. So let's just go OK. Following fonts, blah, 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 blah. Let's click on OK. And there we go. And that's it. It doesn't really tell you, but it's now going to work in Premiere Pro. And I'll open up Premiere Pro and show you. All right, so here is Premiere Pro. And I'm going to say New Project. And I'm going to call this AE Tut 14 because I'm very creative. And there we go. And all this looks good. And where do I want to save it at? I'm going to open up Browse. And 14, this looks good. Okay, good. And choose. And there that is. I'm going to click on OK. And now I'll show you how to use the template, which is really awesome. All right, so we can just go in here and go import. And we can go and get ourselves a video. So where is the video of me yelling? There it is. And click on import. And you just grab your video, drop it down inside here. If you want a Premiere Pro tutorial, I also have those. And there is with the green screen, doesn't matter. And now what we can do is just come over here where it says Essential Graphics. And I'm going to look for my fake news thing. And it will be here. And you can see it right here. See, it says Fake News AE. Just grab it, come over here, and drop it down in my timeline. And it's going to give you that screen. It's because it takes a couple seconds to go and load and find everything to put it inside of there. And there you can see is my template, and it's working beautifully. And you can see right there, it is playing, and you can also see that everything is changing, and everything's scrolling, and everything looks awesome. Now, if you come over here to your template and you just click on it, you're going to see over here all the things that can be changed. So CIA accidentally used black highlighters for many years. Let's say winner didn't. All right, so winner didn't know it was a pie eating contest. This is taken from The Onion. All right, I'm not this creative. Okay, so there I went and changed the text for it. Click outside of there, and you can see it went inside of there. All right, so it was a pie, and we can just go and enter, and boom, winner didn't know it was a pie eating contest. All right, so it allows the user to go in there and change all those different things. And let's say the stock market is down today, and we want to be very gloomy about that. We can come in and change this to red, and now the background's red, and we can do the same thing for that. We can change the name for the market position. We could say, I should have actually had the text color for rally inside of here. You can go and do that for homework. All right, so change that to down. Now it says market down. And of course, this should be red, but whatever. Okay, so that's homework for you to go in there and play around with. And of course, you can go and export that exactly as you would with Premiere Pro. And I promised I was going to show you one more way to go in and handle keying inside of After Effects. So here we are, and I'm going to go and get that exact import file. I'm going to go get that exact video that I had previously, which is right here. So there that is, and open, and there it is. And we can just go and drag this down here into my background. There it is. And I want to go and apply the key. Just come in here to Effects and Presets, type in key, key light, spill, suppression, all that stuff. Drop it on top of this guy right there. And then we're going to come over here to screen color and try and get the best we can get. Looks pretty good. We can come in here and change this to screen matte like that. You can see right here the gray areas are what is going to show through. Don't like that. So what I want to do is go screen matte, and I want to go to clip white. And I want to drag it to the left until all of that gray stuff where my face is all goes away as close as humanly possible. So it looks pretty cool. All right, and go back to this, intermediate results. There that is. And then we can go back into our project just by clicking up here. And we can grab our New York City, drop that into the background, get the New York City thing here, boink, and transform and scale. And I'm going to increase the scale of it until it fills the entire screen. And there you go. And let's go and turn my volume off on my video. And if we go back here and play it, you can see the entire video is going to play very slowly because it is rendering, but you can see we got the results we were looking for. All right, so there you go, guys. Hopefully that helps. Some new tricks with the expression language and also how to export templates into Premiere Pro and a whole bunch of other random stuff. And like always, please leave your questions and comments down below. Otherwise, till next time.